Money. Why do you pay the money? Lock him up.
Because she was so hot.
Why do you pay that money?
What was a man to do? You meet a beautiful woman looks exactly like your daughter.
Why do you pay that money? Huh? Why do you pay that money?
Because I didn't want her to tell the truth about my small mushroom penis.
Oh my God, lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
And she told everybody in front of the judge, in front of Eric.
But you pay the money.
Technically, Cohen paid the money, I paid Cohen and lied about it.
But
in the First Amendment, read it, I did it.
But you signed the check.
Who's gonna give Jared Kushner a job? I'm in jail.
It's a very sad day in America that they would convict a former sitting president. It's very sad because I do feel that no one can really hammer down what Trump did wrong. As you know, they could just say very vague concepts of business fraud. Ultimately, this won't hurt Trump. If anything, this is going to help him. And I think he's going to win this November. And I think this is going to push out a lot of turnout. I've been following since the day I've been following Trump since the day he came down the escalator, and I've been following this case for the last since it started, since Bragg decided to make a political hay out of this. If he doesn't win this November, I think already half the country believes that the system's rigged. I think this will probably be the nail in the coffin. Speaking for myself, I'm not a violent person, so I'll keep everything cordial. But ultimately, you know, there will be people. Let me put it to you this way: if Biden loses, there'll be a lot more violence in the street than if Trump loses. And I know this from the 2020 Summer of Love, where we lost trillions of dollars of property and some people's lives. So that's. I think it's good for America to have even heated debates, because ultimately, in places like Russia and China, you're not going to have heated debates because people are afraid to talk truth and to say their opinions. So at least here you have honest citizens who are going ahead and speaking their opinions. And yeah, we could sit here and disagree, but ultimately we still are, hopefully for now, one country. And what makes America great is the fact that we have the ability to voice our opinions and without fear of retribution, hopefully. So I do have a life beyond this. I'm probably going to end up, be following the news closely, between work, between taking care of my family. I'm hoping that by the time the election rolls around, things have cleared up a little, and I'm very confident Trump is. I am from Brooklyn. Unfortunately, my city has been hijacked by mostly liberals, but I still believe there's Lee Zeldin did better in New York City this year than a Republican governor candidate has done in many years. Obviously, people still want Kathy Hochul because we want bad governance and we want, garbage governors. But, that's life sometimes. Happens to me, I'm probably going to move to Florida one day because I'm kind of sick of the city. So, Jim. It's not really my name, but, I do have a job outside of this. So,
The most jubilant I have felt since, when was it? The Saturday after the 2020 election. We call that Jubilation Day as we look back on it. And this is the most jubilant I have felt since then. This is a great day for America. Well, I think that the fact that this verdict was, obviously it was a unanimous verdict among the jury, but the fact that he was found guilty on every single count that is what's going to hold a lot of sway. If it had been like split, if he had been found guilty on this but not on that, there would have been ways for his supporters to spin it, but they can't. This jury was vetted by both the defense and the prosecution. The defense agreed to all these jurors being on the jury, so there is no denying how important this verdict is and how overwhelming it is. So I think that the 35% of people that would support Donald Trump if they saw him stab a 4-year-old on the street, they don't matter. What matters is the persuadable middle, the folks who don't really pay a lot of attention to politics, who are comfortable enough that they don't have to, who don't feel under threat by political forces. The fact that 40% in the middle, they at least will care about the dignity and the respect that our nation has, and about how horrible it would be to have a convicted felon elected president, how horrible it would make them feel if they were to vote for a convicted felon to be president of the United States. So I think that's where this is going to be really helpful. Yeah. I don't think it's possible for there to be more polarization in the country. We're there. It's like this is a canard. Okay, it's a complete canard. It's the same 30 to 35% of the electorate has been with him since day one, and so we couldn't possibly be more polarized. We have a two-party system. By its very definition, it is polaric, right? It is a binary. That's the way our political system works. So polarization doesn't matter. What matters is if the judge decides to sentence him to prison, I say great. For this, I don't particularly need him to go to prison for 10 years. I'd be happy with 6 months. Keep him in prison until December. That's fine with me. And then after he loses the election, then all the other trials can move forward, and then the real time to serve will begin.
Let's say he wins an election.
I would never say that. I would never say that. I won't even entertain it, because the reality is that he won in 2016, but he only won the Electoral College. He didn't win a majority of the popular vote. 2020, he won. He lost the popular vote and he lost the Electoral College by a greater margin in the popular vote than he had lost in 2016. With every passing election, the American people know more and more and more about him. So polls be damned. I honestly do not believe that the American people would ever vote him back into office.
All right.
Hey, Mikey. Sorry. Just that I think that this would be the most flattering outfit that Donald Trump would ever wear. I think that I look forward to seeing him exactly like this, hopefully by sometime in mid-July.
Are you a New York resident?
I am. I live in Chelsea. I've lived in New York for 36 years. Great. Jay, middle initial W, last name Walker. Sure, absolutely.
The website. You gotta shut the website down because it's not gonna affect the election.
So you're for Trump?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you plan on voting him?
Yes, for the third time. Yes.
And how did you feel about the charges and the case?
I feel like it was a kangaroo court. I'm like, he's not the one who actually paid her. It was Michael Cohen. I feel like it was just very shady. And I feel like whatever happens in the dark comes to light. So I'm just waiting for everything to come out. Everything that happened with the judge giving the jury these different set of rules, and it's just very crazy to me. So I feel like whatever happens in the dark comes to light, and it's karma. It'll come back.
I was at the council today, and I
And
took
so
over.
you voted for him the last two times he ran.
Yes.
Are you registered Republican?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And a New Yorker?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
And what do you do?
Home health aide.
Okay. You know, I think we spoke before. I think we did.
Maybe,
I don't
most
know if
likely.
you remember
Most
me,
likely,
but
yes.
before. And have you been out here every day or some days?
I've been here some days, not every day, because it's tiresome. But yeah, I've been out here most of these days. This will be my third day out here.
That's a dumb question.
And what was it like when you guys got the verdict? When you heard it?
I wasn't surprised. I'm not sad at all. I'm like, I knew it was going to happen. So it's like, it's not a surprise to me.
You should fight, not give
All
up.
right.
What's your reaction to the verdict that took place earlier?
Well, that was great news. That was good news for the American people because that proved to everyone that no one is above the law. And so what happened today, he gets charged all 34 counts. That proved that no one above the law.
And what do you think of the reaction from
Well, you go always have the support on his side because they were supporting him for a long time. But I'm here to support the law. No one above the law. And then for him to get charged today, that proves to him he was getting away with stuff for too long right now. So it caught up to him.
How long have you been following this case?
I've been following this case, yes. I've been following the case ever since when he first said that he could grab the woman by the private parts. And I've been following the case, all kind of crazy stuff he's been doing.
Are you from the New York area?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Right over the bridge. Right over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Maybe this
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's hard to say, but what we're going to have to do now is wait and see what the next chapter is going to be. Yeah, because he shouldn't even be on the election board right now because a criminal shouldn't be running for election right now. Criminal shouldn't be running for election. If I was a criminal trying to be a police officer, yeah, I couldn't get that job. So right now, he should be automatically off the ballot right now. That's the way I feel. Yeah, he shouldn't be qualified no more to be a president. Only thing he'd be qualified now is to be the president of the jailhouse, wherever he's going to send him. Let him be the president over there in the jail, Rocky Island. They need somebody to run their jail. So he'd be able to make a good president for them. Nah. My name is John Lee, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. All right, now.
not that great. It's not that hard.
Keep positioning yourself so you're down the flag, right?
Nice to meet your sweetie Father. I'm trying to be conscious of a new face. But I wonder, like, I always try
was holding on to Crimea.
What was Paul Manafort doing before he ran Trump's campaign?
Avoided my question.
No, I'm right on the question.
My point is, it seems that when Democrats are in office, it seems that Ukraine's had the hardest go at it with Putin.
Donald Trump did oversee the war in Syria. He left Syria and handed our base to Russia.
I'm in favor of
He didn't
Ukraine
start,
winning
but
the
it's
war
my
because
point.
we've shoveled so much.
Oh, so it's
money
only
there.
what starts?
I'm not particularly
Only
in
what
favor
starts, not what
of
causes.
Ukraine as a
So you
I
want to
don't
think
care.
very small, right? Very small. It within 4 years at a time.
I'm not one of these guys that I love
happens, you're
I'm saying
responsible, right?
I don't
Right.
care.
So-
that
so-
Ukraine
Oh, no,
can say,
when I'm
I
home,
want them to win, so
What about when I'm
that
not
America's
home and a
strong
fire
and
starts,
prosperous?
and then I come home and I step into the house? Now is that my fault?
If you've moved out, which is what the comparison is, Trump leaves office, he no longer has any jurisdiction over national or foreign policy.
Right.
You're going to say, oh, now it's his fault because he left and he did X, Y, Z. But the guy who's in office and who's moved in and is responsible, his hands are mostly
Presidential
clean.
decisions last longer than 4 years.
Yes.
Recognizing
Thank you,
President.
Jerusalem as the capital of Israel
So it just
and
so
moving
happened-
our
so
U.S.
it just so
embassy
happened
to Jerusalem
Two wars
might have
so
started
it just
a
so happens.
conflict
He got lucky, right? Is
in
that the-
between Israel and
is that- I'm just
Palestine,
wondering,
ignited
is that the
and
stance?
long
I would call
existing,
it.
very
Notice how he
complicated.
forgot about the April
and it was
Accords
a-
of 2019.
Oh no,
I
hey, I still want to know if you know who Paul Manafort.
Thank you for all supporting me. Like all of you. Except Eric.
There's Democrats.
Lawyers.
Reaction to the verdict that took place today?
Another win. Expose more corruption.
Another win? Do you think it's another win for Trump?
It's another win in the long run.
Do you think this will further polarize the country?
Is what?
Do you think it's further going to divide or polarize the country?
The country's so divided, it's disgusting. And the radical left did that.
Okay. And have you been following this case a lot lately? Have you been coming to like events like this?
I wouldn't be here.
Are you from the New York area?
Wouldn't be, yeah. I don't see any out of New Yorkers here, well, unless they're on vacation.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, have a
Entirely surprised, mostly just saddened and disappointed for our country. I feel like, just this is stuff that you mostly see in Latin America and Africa, where you have the ruling party go after their political opponents. And it just goes to see just how much they're scared of Trump. And, they're trying.
Were you at the Bronx rally?
100%.
He said that he was going to help New York with the subway and lowering the prices. And
Yes.
What do you think now? What are the consequences to New York now that he's been convicted by the
Consequence to New Yorkers?
Yeah. Do you think there's going to be any repercussions to? Were you in the Bronx rally? Did you
yes.
feel that there was going to be some more prosperity after
100%.
the speech?
Yeah.
Is there any?
Because I've seen some of his rallies online and streamed them, right? So all over the country, North Carolina, whatever. And so it was a lot of that. And yeah, it was the energy there. It was electrifying. Like he described it best. It was a love fest. I mean, it was positivity.
Do you think this situation now is going to affect that or no?
No.
Not really?
No. I think a lot of people, I can say, are sad today, right? Feeling like a loss, right? But, maybe we lost a little battle, but we haven't lost the war. Still a long way to go. So there's a lot of us that are still optimistic, and once a couple of us get over this, the energy will be back, and it'll be even stronger.
Got you. Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, my brother. What's your name?
Enrico.
I've given small amounts of money, but I haven't given large sums.
Whoa! So it's his fault.
But
now you're
saying they're afraid against
doesn't matter. Which one
and I will
is it?
vote for him.
Which one is it?
And I've given him
Which
little
one
money.
is it? You keep switching.
First
you said a
big
president's
chunks.
national and foreign policy.
I'd hate to be caught in the rain after the umbrella